Now, this is our lecture 1 for CIA 2 exam syllabus, paper EL 6503, unit 3, digital modulation techniques. Here we are discussing about the ASK, FSK and PSK. In last lectures, the amplitude, we are discussing about the amplitude and angle modulation techniques help in translating the analog message from the low frequency or baseband range to high frequency, or we can say passband range. The pulse modulation technique deal with representing the message at a discrete instant of time. The message as a result of pulse digital modulation is termed as digital message. The digital message is still in the baseband range. Direct transmission of such message over long distance via high frequency channel is not possible. As in the case of analog message, the digital message needs to be translated into the high frequency range. Here we can use for this conversion carrier signal. The technique for achieving the same are termed as digital modulation technique, which is in the focus of this lecture. The digital modulation techniques are based on the analog modulation technique. The main difference between analog and digital modulation process is the former involves message having infinite levels. That means the analog signal there is a infinite levels, whereas the latter involves message having finite levels. That means in digital modulation process it involves message having finite levels. The basic digital modulation techniques include amplitude shift keying. Amplitude shift keying, it is nothing but ASK. Then frequency shift keying, it is known as FSK. And the phase shift keying, it is nothing but it is our PSK. The variants of these modulation techniques, which is then M array, include M array, PSK, M array, FSK and other, but this is not in our syllabus. So first of all, we just introduce this. The basic motivation for analog modulation is to develop techniques for shifting the analog message signal from low level to high frequency range so that it can be conveniently transmitted over high frequency communication channel. These result in AM, FM and PM techniques. AM, FM and PM techniques. The pulse modulation represents the message signal at a discrete instant of time. However, the resulting message will still be in the low frequency region. Hence, pulse modulation is essentially used for the digitization of analog message like PCM. PCM means pulse code modulation, and represent, if possible, in compact manner. The digitized message is nothing but sequence of 0 and 1. Here we are using the binary number 0 and 1, which termed more commonly as digital or binary message. Hence, using a suitable pulse modulation technique, we can convert analog message into digital form. Alternatively, the message may be directly generated in digital form like in the case of computer. The requirement in the digital communication field is to transfer the digital message from one place to another. There are broadly two approaches, namely baseband transmission and passband transmission. Baseband transmission and passband transmission. The baseband digital transmission involves transmission of digital message in the low frequency, that means baseband range itself. Passband transmission involves transmission of digital message in the high frequency, that means passband range. Since original digital message is in baseband range, it is first modulated to the high frequency range and then transmitted. The set of modulation techniques for shifting the digital message from baseband to passband, that means from low frequency to high frequency. I repeat, the set of modulation techniques for shifting the digital message from baseband to passband are termed as digital modulation techniques. The detailed study of this technique is the aim of this lecture. The digital modulation techniques are based on the conventional analog modulation techniques. Since the digital message will have only two levels, either 0 or either 1. The modulation process needs to store this information in the high frequency range. This can be done using AM, that means amplitude modulation, FM and PM techniques. Accordingly, we have amplitude shift keying, frequency shift keying and phase shift keying, ASK, FSK and PSK. ASK, FSK and PSK. ASK deals with the shifting the amplitude of the carrier signal between two distinct values. FSK deals with the shifting the frequency of the carrier signal between two distinct values. Similarly, PSK deals with the shifting of the phase of the carrier signal between two distinct values. These two distinct values, that means nothing but it is 0 and 1. So in this way we can obtain the digital modulation, that means our analog signal which is converted into the form of the digital form, that means it modulate into the form of the higher frequency range. Now basic digital modulation schemes. We are discussing about the basic digital modulation schemes. So first of all we are discussing about the ASK, that means amplitude shift keying. ASK is a digital modulation techniques defined as the process of shifting the amplitude of the carrier signal between two levels depending on whether one or zero is to be transmitted. Let the message be binary sequence of 1 and 0. It can be represented as a function of time as follows. So we can say that our signal The message will be binary sequence of 1 and 0. It can be represented as a function of time. When the symbol is 1, then message signal is Vm is equal to, then the message signal is Vm is equal to Vm, capital Vm, when symbol is 1, and it is equal to 0 when symbol is 0. Let the carrier be defined as, this is your message and this is your carrier. The carrier is defined as Vc is equal to Vc cos omega Ct. Vc is equal to Vc cos omega Ct. The corresponding ASK signal is given by the product of Vm and Vc. The corresponding ASK signal is given by product of Vm and Vc. So we can write this ASK product VASK, it is equal to Vm, this, and Vc into Vc product Vc, and Vc is equal to Vc cos omega Ct. So we can write Vc cos omega Ct. I repeat, the corresponding ASK signal is given by product of Vm and Vc. This is our Vm and this is our Vc. So Vsk is equal to Vm into Vc cos omega Ct. Now what is Vsk? When symbol is 1. What is Vsk? When symbol is 0. So we can write Vask, it is equal to Vm Vc cos omega Ct when symbol is equal to 1, and Vsk, it is equal to 0 when symbol is equal to 0. The figure shows the time domain representation of the generation of ASK signal. So this is our figure. I already drew this figure. This is our figure. This is the figure of time domain representation of signals at various stage of non-coherent ASK detector. This is non-coherent. That means when we are shifting this. But when we are discussing about the FSK, then we are using this figure. This is the time domain representation of ASK signal. This is our time domain representation of ASK signal. So here figure shows the time domain representation of generation of ASK signal. The digital message, that means binary sequence, can be represented as message signal as shown in the figure A. This figure A, it is nothing but it is our message signal. The higher, that means 1, the lower, that means 0, again higher, that means 1, lower, that means 0. Here 1 1, that means this is your up to here 1, and up to from here to here 1, then this is your 0 0 up to here, and up to here again 0, this is your 1. In this way, the carrier signal of the frequency Fc is equal to omega c upon 2 pi. This is your carrier frequency, right? We know that omega is equal to 2 pi f. Using this equation, carrier frequency Fc is equal to, using this equation, carrier frequency Fc is equal to omega c upon 2 pi. The carrier signal of frequency Fc is equal to omega c upon 2 pi is generated continuously from an oscillator circuit as shown in this figure B. when the oscillator output is multiplied by the message signal. When the oscillator output is multiplied by the message signal, then the result in the signal is shown in figure C. This is our result. That means when we are getting 1, there is a output. When there is a 0, the output is 0. Right? So this is the multiplication of Vm into Vc. VASK is a product of Vm and Vc. Again there is a 1, so we have output it, and again there is a 0, there is no output in between these. Again there is a 1 1, then there is a output 1 and 1, but again there is a 0 0, there is no output. So this is our message signal, this is our carrier signal, and this is our final output ASK signal. When the binary symbol is 1, the ASK signal will have information equal to the carrier multiplied by the message amplitude. And when the binary symbol is 0, when the binary symbol is 0, it will be 0, it will be 0. Hence, the output shift between the two amplitude level, namely VMVC and 0. Namely VMVC and 0. Hence, the name amplitude shift keying. Now, based on this discussion, a block diagram for the generation of ASK signal can be written as given in the figure. So, the block diagram, it is given as, it is like this. This is our input signal. It is given to the multiplier. It is given to the multiplier. This is our multiplier. What is our input? Input is our message signal Vm. In this multiplier, it is multiplied by the carrier. So this is our carrier signal Vc. This is our carrier signal, and this is our output. What is our output? Output is equal to VASK. Output is equal to VASK. Hence, the output shift between the two amplitude level, namely VMVC and 0. Hence, the name amplitude shift keying. Based on this discussion, a block diagram for the generation of ASK signal can be written as given this. So, this is the block diagram of generation of ASK signal. ASK modulator is essentially an analog multiplier that takes baseband message Vm and passband carrier Vc and multiplier. It multiplies the two resulting in the product. The resulting product, we are getting the signal which is known as ASK, which is known as ASK. Product is nothing but it is the multiplier. So we multiplied input Vm and carrier signal, and finally we are getting the VASK. The next question is whether such a process result in the shift of spectrum of the baseband message to the passband. The next question is whether such a process results in the shift of spectrum of baseband message to the passband. The answer is from the amplitude modulation process discussed in the earlier lectures. This can be illustrated pictorially as follows. Without worrying about the mathematical situations, let the spectrum of Vm be shown in the figure given here. So this figure looks like this. This is our message signal frequency, this is our carrier frequency, and this is our VSK signal. So from this figure, it will be essentially a sinc function in the frequency domain and has information concentrated mainly in the low frequency range. The sinusoidal carrier, that means this, will have impulses at Fc and minus Fc. This is your plus Fc and this is your minus Fc. I repeat, the sinusoidal carrier Vc will have impulses at Fc and minus Fc as shown in the figure. This is your figure B, which shows the spectrum of the carrier. The product of these two in the time domain result convolution in the frequency domain, giving rise to the spectrum of ASK signal as shown in the figure C. So here this is the rise, this is the rise from the negative side, this is the positive side, this is the figure C. It is nothing but the spectrum of the ASK signal. Hence the ASK signal will have the message shifted to the passband range. Hence the ASK signal will have the message shifted to the passband range. This complete your first lecture. Thank you.